Let me start with a question that many people are afraid to answer honestly. Have you ever noticed that intimacy can still happen in marriage, but it doesn't feel warm? It doesn't feel relaxed or deeply connecting. You are together, but something feels tight, mechanical, forced. You might even be going through the emotions together, the hugs, the kisses, the routines, but deep down, it feels like you're performing and not experiencing. And maybe you wonder, is something wrong with me? Or is something wrong with hers? Here's the truth. When emotional safety is missing, intimacy stops being natural. It becomes something that you do, not something you feel. You start with your words, you hold back your feelings, and you tiptoe around each other. Afraid that honesty might lead to conflict or rejection. That's why, even when you're physically close, you can still feel miles apart. Because real intimacy only flows where safety exists. And when safety is gone, everything else starts to feel forced. Welcome back to this channel. I am Oluwagbemisola Juliana Akinlade-Ogaji. Welcome to Debs in Concert. This is where we talk about emotional hygiene, family wellness, rest, marriage, and the unseen systems that quietly shape our emotional health. Today, I want us to talk about why intimacy breaks down emotionally long before it breaks down physically. Because intimacy does not disappear over the night. No, it fades when emotional safety is missing. Let's break it down. What emotional safety really means. What is even emotional safety? Let's take a moment to talk about something that is often misunderstood, but absolutely foundational in every relationship. It's emotional safety. Emotional safety is not romance, it's not attraction, it's not even love. At least, not the kind of love we see in movies or the ones we read about in our books. Emotional safety is something quieter, deeper, and far more important for intimacy than most people realize. So, what does emotional safety actually feel like? Come closer. It's the feeling that you can relax around someone, not just physically, but emotionally. You don't have to guard your words or tiptoe around topics or worry that being honest will get you punished or get you shut down or get you even rejected. Emotional safety is knowing deep down that you're allowed to show up as yourself. Whether it is messy or you're tired or joyful or vulnerable, and you will still be accepted. Think about the difference between performing and experiencing. When emotional safety is present, intimacy flows naturally. When you laugh more easily, you share more openly, you're not calculating every word or gesture. But when emotional safety is missing, intimacy becomes something that you perform. You go through the motions, but your heart is not really in it. You're together, but you're tense. You're physically close, but emotionally distant. Many couples think the problem is always stress, low libido, or even age. But often, the real issue is emotional tension that was never cleaned up. It's the little things, the unresolved arguments, the feelings that got dismissed, the disappointments that were never spoken about. They don't just disappear. They linger quietly. They follow us into the bedroom. They follow us into our routines, into the way we interact every day. Emotional safety. It means you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to hide your flaws or pretend you're not struggling. It's the freedom to say, I'm tired and it's okay. Or, I'm not in the mood and know that your partner will listen, not judge. Sometimes, when someone says, I'm tired, what they really mean is, I don't feel emotionally safe enough to be vulnerable right now. That's emotional hygiene. The daily practice of clearing away emotional debts, just like we wash off physical debt. When emotional safety is missing, even small amounts can feel heavy. You might notice irritation without reason, impatience with people you love, or a sense of heaviness even when nothing is wrong. Emotional debt does not announce itself. It quietly sabotages clarity, focus, and intimacy. It sabotages it. That's why emotional safety is so crucial. It's the foundation that allows intimacy to thrive and not just to survive. So, as you reflect on your own relationship, ask yourself, do I feel safe enough to be honest? To be tired? To be imperfect? Do I offer that safety to the people that I love? Because emotional safety is not just a nice to have, it's the difference between a relationship that feels like home and one that feels like a performance. Emotional safety comes before intimacy. Clean the heart, not just the routine. That's where true connection begins. There is something that sneaks into lives quietly, but has a huge impact on our relationships. That thing is the emotional debt. Emotional debt is not drama. It's not loud arguments or even big fights. It's a small, unprocessed stress, the fatigue you carry, and the disappointments you never talk about. It looks like irritation without reason. It sounds like impatience with people you love. It feels like heaviness, even when nothing is wrong. Here's the thing. It does not announce itself. It doesn't walk in the door and say, I'm here. Oh. Nah. It quietly builds up, day after day, and starts to sabotage your clarity, your focus, and your intimacy. And the bedroom, that is where the emotional debt loves to hide. Because when you're tired, when the day is over, all those unresolved feelings, they come with you. Unspoken arguments, just imagine. Dismissed feelings. Disappointments that never got a voice. They don't disappear when the lights go off. They follow you into the bedroom quietly. When someone is saying, I am tired, it means feel emotionally safe, enough to be vulnerable. This is emotional hygiene. Just like physical debt, emotional debt accumulates when it is not addressed. If you don't clean it up, it piles up, and eventually it starts to affect how you both connect. It affects how you rest and how you feel about yourself and your partner. That's why it's so important to notice the small things, the tension that lingers, the words that are left unsaid, the moments you brush aside because you are too tired to deal with them. Emotional debt enters the bedroom quietly, but it makes loud impact on your relationship. Cleaning it up is not about confrontation. It's about gentle awareness, the daily care, and your intentional making space for emotional safety so that your bedroom becomes a place of rest and not a battleground. Why does our bedroom become a battleground? The bedroom should be a place of rest and connection. Do you agree? But for many couples, it becomes something else. A place of silent resentment, emotional withdrawal, pressure. And this is where environment matters. When your body is tense or uncomfortable, your body is overheated or restless, your nervous system stays alert. Come closer. Soft nightwears, breathable beddings, comfortable sleep environments. These aren't luxuries at all. They are emotional regulators. When the body relaxes, the heart follows as well to relax. But if your bedroom is filled with tension, bright lights, excess noise, rough textures, poor sleep surfaces, your body never truly stands down. So, even though you lie down at night, you may never actually rest. Yes, emotional fatigue builds quietly over the time. It's not because people are weak. It's because their environments never allow full recovery. This is why the bedroom becomes a battleground. Not because of arguments or conflicts, no. But because the space itself keeps stress alive. If you want to rebuild emotional safety, start with the environment. Create a space that signals rest, comfort, and safety. When the body feels safe enough to relax, the heart and mind can finally let go. Rebuilding safety without confrontation. Let's talk about how emotional safety is rebuilt in our relationships. Not through arguments, not through forced conversations, but through gentle, consistent care. Emotional safety is rebuilt quietly. It's not about dramatic gestures or big apologies. It's about the small daily choices we make to show each other care and respect. You don't have to fix everything overnight. No, you don't need a breakthrough moment. What matters most is your consistency, gentleness, emotional accountability, and predictable care. Think about your routines. Can you sleep next to each other without tension? Yes, can you? Can you rest without fear? Can you be held? Yes, without pressure. These simple moments are where emotional safety grows. Dear family, it's not about avoiding conflict, but about creating an environment where conflict does not escalate. When you treat each other with kindness, especially when you're tired, you see that when you're tired, you send a message that you're safe here, you're accepted. Emotional hygiene starts with how we treat each other at our most vulnerable. When the day is over and defenses are all down, because they will go down, that's when gentle words, the soft touches, the patient listening, that's where they actually matter most. If intimacy feels forced, don't ask, what's wrong with us? Instead, ask, what emotional debt have we ignored? What tension have we allowed to linger? What feelings have we brushed aside? Rebuilding safety is confrontation. It's about daily care. Oh yeah, the daily care, the checking, the offering comfort, the making space for honesty. It's about letting your partner know that I see you, I hear you, you don't have to be perfect with me. These things matters most. So, tonight, as you wind down, choose gentleness over criticism. Choose listening over defending. Choose comfort over pressure. Because emotional safety is rebuilt not in the big moment, but in the quiet, ordinary ones. And as we come to the end of this conversation, I want you to remember something. Emotional safety isn't built in a single moment. Nah, it's created little by little in the way we show up for each other every day. If intimacy feels heavy or connection feels distant, don't rush. to blame yourself or your partner. Instead, like I said, ask, what emotional debts have we allowed to linger? What tension have we ignored? What comfort have we withheld? Simply because we were tired. Is being tired bad? No. The truth is, rebuilding safety doesn't require grand gestures. It asks for gentleness. It asks for patience. It asks for the willingness to listen, even when words are hard to find. Tonight, please, as you wind down, choose kindness over criticism. Choose understanding over defense. Choose comfort over pressure. Because emotional safety is rebuilt in the quiet, ordinary moments. In the way you greet each other at the end of a long day. In the way you offer a soft word when tension rises. In the way you make space for rest. Not just for your body, but even for your heart. Let your bedroom become a place of healing. Not just a place to sleep. Let your routines become rituals of care. And let your relationship be a space where you can be imperfect, where you can be honest, and ultimately, where you can be safe. Next week, we will be talking about why Valentine gifts don't heal emotional distance. If you're excited for next week already, tell us in the comment section. Subscribe to our channel. This month is all about emotional safety. You don't want to miss it. Thank you for joining me today, and have an amazing day, an amazing evening from wherever you're joining me today. Bye.